There is an almost universal desire that seems to grow every year to have a Tesla in the garage. But it is not difficult to understand why this is still a distant dream for many people. Although Tesla models attract attention wherever they go, both for their design and technology, the price will still be a barrier for most consumers. The truth is that even with the entire electric revolution underway, the average citizen's pocket will continue to dictate the rules. And that is exactly where the promise of the much-talked-about Tesla Model 2 comes in, an idea that could completely shake up the automotive market. According to a global survey, only 33% of people would be willing to buy an electric car at current prices, but that number would jump to 55% if the price were the same as that of a combustion car. Now, hold on to this. If EVs were cheaper than gasoline-powered models, interest would skyrocket to 63%. This data makes one thing very clear. The world is already ready to change. It just needs the industry to catch up. And if anyone can lead this change, it will probably be Elon Musk, with a bold, affordable, and irresistible proposal. The Tesla Model 2 isn't a reality yet, but the rumors surrounding it are starting to gain weight. The estimated price? Something around $11,790, already counting the American tax incentives. Just hearing that number, you can already understand why the buzz will be so big. It will be like offering an iPhone for half the price. Who wouldn't stop and take a look? Especially if it delivers the same performance, safety, and autonomy that you'd expect from a car with the Tesla name on the hood. This potential price will put the Model 2 in a new category, that of a popular electric car. And let's face it, this will be a game changer. Imagine a vehicle signed by Elon Musk, with the brand's masterful technology and a lower price than many mid-size sedans currently sold. It won't just be a new option on the market. It will be Tesla's definitive entry into a territory that has been dominated by traditional brands like Toyota, Honda, and Volkswagen. But with a twist, full electrification, and zero emissions. The impact won't be limited to the United States. If the Model 2 does launch at this price, it will be a global avalanche. Emerging markets like Latin America, India, and Southeast Asia will have access to a Tesla that previously seemed unaffordable. This will change consumer behavior. Many people will abandon their combustion-powered car without thinking twice, especially if the cost-benefit ratio is worth it and maintenance costs are low, which is usually the case with EVs. Electrification will no longer be a luxury, but a necessity. From a strategic perspective, Elon Musk will never hide his obsession with scaling mass production. The promise will always be clear: to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. But so far, this will be more a theoretical plan than a practical one for millions of people who simply cannot afford a Tesla. The Model 2 could be the missing link between idea and reality. A car that will make the electric dream achievable, not for a select few, but for the average citizen who sits in traffic every day and gasses with a heavy heart. The first signs that the Model 2 will actually come to fruition will begin to emerge quietly, like whispers amid the noise of an ever-restless industry. In May 2025, drones and attentive enthusiasts around Giga Texas will capture images of camouflaged vehicles circling at high speeds. The most curious thing will be that none of these cars will look familiar. Not a Model 3, not a Model Y, much less a Cybertruck. The shape, the size, the silhouette, everything will point to something new, something that has not yet been on the market. And the rumors will quickly gain momentum. The dimensions of the prototype seen on the test tracks will leave no doubt. We are talking about a smaller, compact, and extremely agile car. It is estimated that it will be around 24 meters long, that is. It will be visibly shorter than the Model 3. This will put the vehicle directly in the fight with established giants such as the Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, and the BYD Dolphin. But the fundamental difference will be the origin. All competitors are combustion or hybrid. while the Model 2 will be born 100% electric. This change in proportions will reveal more than just a design issue. A smaller car will indicate a new platform, something completely rethought from the ground up. It will not be a simple, shortened Model 3. It will be a new concept designed especially for urban mobility, with a focus on maneuverability, space saving, and energy efficiency. This will open the way for a new lifestyle. Drivers who will no longer have to sacrifice comfort or technology just because they live in big cities or have cramped garages. Furthermore, the presence of the prototypes on the Giga Texas circuit will raise another intriguing hypothesis. The project is more advanced than Tesla lets on. The company, famous for its strategic secrecy, will not make any official announcement at this time. Elon Musk will remain silent, which will only serve to further fuel the frenzy in the community of fans and analysts. It will be like putting together a puzzle without having access to the final image. Each new photo of the drones will be analyzed with a magnifying glass, and it will be precisely in this information gap that experts will begin to connect the dots. The wheelbase, for example, will be smaller than any other Tesla model, which will indicate not only space savings, but also a simpler and cheaper platform to produce. Everything will indicate that the focus will be maximum efficiency at the lowest possible cost. A true people's car, but with a seal of innovation and technological status. Curiosity about the interior, of course, will also grow. Minimalism, single central screen, yoke-style steering wheel, everything will be speculation until Tesla pulls back the curtain. Another interesting point will be the use of heavy camouflage in the tests, something unusual for Tesla, which usually doesn't worry so much about hiding its prototypes. This will suggest that the project not only exists, but has been carefully guarded to be revealed at the right time, perhaps even as a counterattack to the growing competition from Chinese brands, which will advance fiercely in the cheap electric segment. The Model 2 will need to arrive with a punch on the table. The buzz surrounding the Model 2 will no longer be a simple internet rumor when more concrete signs begin to emerge from within Tesla itself. During the Q1 2025 earnings call, a seemingly common comment from the company's CFO, Vibhav Tanaya, will draw attention. He will say that major construction will begin in the second quarter, and that preparations for production of the new model will be on schedule. Without mentioning the name Model 2, but with a precision of dates that will coincide with the prototypes seen at Giga Texas, the suspicions will almost become confirmation. That's when analysts will notice something curious. The pace of movement at the factory will indicate that Tesla may be moving forward with its plans. If the promise was previously 2026, everything will start to point to the end of 2025. And this advance will not be small. On average, Tesla will take about 12 months to go from prototype to final production, as was the case with the Model Y. But in the case of the Model 2, something will be different. The platform will be so simplified that it will allow for a production time of between 6 and 8 months. A huge leap in speed for a normally slow industry. The foundation for this advancement will be a philosophy that Elon Musk has mentioned before: simplify to scale. The Model 2 will be built on an entirely new architecture, with fewer parts, more reusable modules, and automated processes from the start. Instead of retrofitting old factories for a new car, as many automakers do, Tesla will build the new model with a new process from the very first bolt, and that will make all the difference in turnaround time. The timing of the potential launch will also seem well-timed. Tesla will have every reason to target the fourth quarter of 2025, the period leading up to the holiday season, when vehicle sales traditionally surge in the United States. A launch in that window will mean taking full advantage of the emotional appeal of the holiday season, the power of promotional campaigns, and, of course, the tax incentive of up to $7,500 for those who want a brand-new EV in their driveway. Additionally, a late 2025 launch will allow Tesla to take advantage of the full fiscal stimulus cycle offered by the U.S. government. This strategy will attract more buyers to the idea of an affordable electric car. After all, if it's already rare to find a good gas-powered sedan for under $20,000, imagine an all-electric Tesla for under $12,000. There will be a line, virtual and real. Internal preparations will also begin to indicate something big. New equipment will be installed at Giga Texas, updates to production systems will be noted by attentive observers, and suppliers will begin reporting higher than usual part orders. All of this, of course, without any official announcement. Tesla will continue to be a master at keeping the world on edge. But those who follow closely will know how to read the signs, and they will all point in the same direction. While the world's eyes are fixed on the production schedule, another essential element of the Model 2 will start to attract attention: the battery. And it won't be just any battery, but an LFP battery, lithium iron phosphate, that will represent a real game-changer. This type of battery will not use cobalt, an expensive, scarce material that has been heavily criticized for ethical and environmental reasons. Tesla's decision to invest in LFP cells will demonstrate a clear strategy, reducing costs without sacrificing quality and sustainability. Interestingly, LFP batteries are already known for their durability. They will withstand more charge and discharge cycles without losing performance, which makes them ideal for consumers who intend to keep their car for many years. And since the Model 2's target audience will be largely middle and lower-class people, this factor will weigh heavily. No one wants to change cars or spend money on heavy maintenance every few years. And if the promise is a vehicle with a battery that lasts 10, maybe 15 years with little wear, that will be quite an attraction. Additionally, LFPs are about 30% cheaper to produce than traditional nickel-cobalt batteries. This will allow Tesla to add more energy capacity without increasing the final price. In practice, the Model 2 could be equipped with a battery of up to 67 kilowatts, something unthinkable in a car of this price range until recently. This battery size will put the estimated range at around 480 kilometers, a number that will once and for all solve the problem of so-called range anxiety that still scares many people interested in electric cars. Another technical advantage will be the improvement in energy density. Tesla has been testing new ways of packaging cells and controlling the internal temperature of the system. This will result in batteries that are smaller on the outside, but with more energy on the inside. And this advanced engineering will also help keep the car lighter, which directly contributes to greater efficiency on the highway and in the city. In other words, it will not only be about more range, but also about using the available energy more intelligently. Tesla's investment in LFP will also have an environmental impact. By removing cobalt, one of the most controversial materials in batteries, production will become cleaner and fairer. This change speaks directly to the values of the new generation of consumers, who are increasingly concerned about sustainability. When they buy a Model 2, these people will know that they are taking home a vehicle that, in addition to being electric, will be more responsible throughout its production chain. This will create an emotional connection with the brand and with the planet. And there is one more detail that cannot be ignored. The cost of LFP batteries is falling. By 2025, prices will be below $85 per kilowatt. This will give Tesla much greater freedom to choose whether to increase autonomy or further reduce the final price. It is like having an ace up its sleeve that can be used as the game unfolds. If the competition raises its voice, Elon Musk will be able to respond without increasing costs. This flexibility will give the company an advantage in any scenario. Following this line of accessible innovation, another feature of the Model 2 will attract a lot of attention. And it won't be something visual or mechanical, but rather invisible to the eye: the internal safety radar. Tesla plans to include this system as a standard feature from launch, and it will use ultra-wideband technology to detect minimal signs of life inside the car. This innovation, which debuted in the 2024 Model Y, should be even more refined in the Model 2, taking protection to another level, especially for families, seniors, and pet owners. The radar will act as a true silent guardian. Even if the car is turned off and locked, it will be able to detect the presence of a living being inside the cabin, be it a sleeping child or a quiet dog. A simple breathing movement will be enough to activate the alert. If this happens, the system will send an instant notification to the car owner's cell phone, sound the horn, and automatically turn on the air conditioning to maintain a safe temperature. All this without requiring any human action. This type of technology, in addition to being innovative, will be deeply human. In the United States, more than 38 children die each year from hyperthermia after being left inside vehicles in the sun. It's a frightening number, and Tesla, with this internal radar, will offer a practical answer to a tragic problem. A system that could save lives without relying on memories or intentions, only on the intelligence of the car itself. It is worth noting that this technology has been under development since 2020, when the first FCC filings revealed initial testing. But it has only been in recent years that it has matured enough to become standard in Tesla vehicles. The fact that it will be included in the Model 2, the company's most affordable model, will show an important change in the brand's mindset. Cutting-edge safety will not be a privilege for those who pay more. It will be a right for everyone. And it won't just be with children. Imagine an elderly person who leaves their grandchild sleeping for a moment while they go downstairs to get something from the grocery store. Or a guardian who forgets their cat inside the car, thinking it would only be for 2 minutes. These are common situations, but they can become fatal in a matter of minutes inside a closed vehicle. Tesla's radar won't judge. It won't rely on traditional alarms or the driver's good memory. It will just act, silently but vigilant. The presence of this system will also represent a major differentiator from the competition. Many automakers will still charge extra for similar features or only include them in premium versions. By making this a basic feature in the Model 2, Tesla will send a clear message. Life matters more than any luxury package. This will help build a very strong image of social responsibility for the brand, especially among parents, grandparents, and caregivers. While the Model 2's internal safety features are designed to protect what's most precious, the car's physical structure will also undergo a bold and extremely clever transformation. Tesla will be investing in a revolutionary manufacturing method called gigacasting, which involves using colossal machines to fuse large parts of the car into a single piece. This may sound technical at first glance, but in practice, it will mean something simple and ingenious, much less complexity and much more efficiency. Traditionally, assembling a car's chassis requires joining hundreds of parts together through welding, bolting, and time-consuming processes. In the case of the Model 2, that number will drop from more than 400 parts to fewer than 50. This will drastically reduce production time and the cost of labor, robots, and even electricity. In other words, the car will be faster to produce, cheaper to assemble, and therefore more affordable for the end consumer. It's like going from a complicated puzzle to a well-solved Lego. The most fascinating thing about this approach is that it will not only be cost-effective, but also sustainable. Fewer parts will mean less waste, fewer points of failure, and a much cleaner process. Factories will require less space and fewer repetitive operations, which will also help reduce carbon emissions during production. In today's world, where even the way a car is made matters, this will be a plus that few competitors will be able to match. Another aspect that will make the Model 2 so efficient will be the modularity of its platform. This means that several parts of the car, such as batteries, suspensions, and electronics, will be shared with other future models. This will further reduce production costs and make repairs much easier. Anyone who has ever waited weeks for a specific part to be repaired will understand the value of this idea. A standardized system means less time in the shop and more time on the road. Inside, the Model 2 will not be about extravagance, but rather about thoughtful simplicity. The interior will be minimalist, inspired by the look of the Model 3 Highland, with a single central screen and voice-based controls. The idea is to offer a distraction-free experience focused on practicality and comfort. No dozens of buttons and flashing lights, just the essentials with elegance. And this will be especially welcome for first-time drivers, seniors, or people who simply want to drive without complications. These design decisions will also help Tesla maintain an incredibly competitive price point. The Model 2 is projected to start at $19,990, but with the $7,500 federal incentive, the average American consumer could pay just $11,790. It's a number that, honestly, seems almost unrealistic when you think about an electric car with all this technology packed into it.